We're recording. I'm back. That's the big field. I'm about halfway done. I decided to spare you the boringness. I took the first load in, not from what I did in that first video, but it was half of what was that. That was 16.9%, 53 test weight. First run in the grain truck was good. I found that it's a gutless monster. Loaded, unloaded after the tune-up. It'll boogie down the road. Right now, I haven't tested it because I know it's dry. It's shelling off. I got my cylinder. I put the floor pulley on to get it to slow down enough so it quit cracking. I had it slow down to about 350 and it's shelling it off perfect. I mean, you can take the cob in your hand and just lightly grab it and rotate your hand and it all falls off. So it's dry, it's ready to go. It's shelling out the head pretty bad. The stocks are very deteriorated. I mean, I could go faster, but it's pulling the stocks out of the ground. I did get drone video just a little bit ago, so you have that to look forward to. I've unloaded twice since, well, the edge of the hayfield. Now, minus 4 passes. This got planted, well, you guys saw the video. This is the video I did the corn planting video in May 9th. It was 107-day corn, if I remember correctly. It was either 106 or 107. I think it was 107. A little, probably a little too short for this area. I'm probably next year going to go with like 109, 110. But this got planted. It came up. It got dry. We got rain. It got dry. And right at it was starting to put on ears and pollinate. We got a drought for about probably a good solid 3 weeks, and that pretty much screwed it. But down there in the wet spot, ears about this long, that big round, awesome looking corn. This stuff, piddly, pathetic. I'm actually a little embarrassed showing you guys, but you know what? It happens sometimes in farming. It isn't always perfect. Sometimes you just gotta deal with the cards that you've been dealt. And it is actually, well, it was fairly cold earlier this day, or today. It was about 50 and cloudy. I went down and helped the neighbor work on his combine. He's probably not going to be running today because the ground is pretty wet. You can probably tell that I'm leaving a little bit of tracks in this bottom ground, but not enough that's keeping me out of the field. I mean, this is it. This is all I have left for corn. After this, I'm done. I'm going to hook the corn head, get the combine blown off, hook the bean head up, and I probably got another 2 weeks for beans. They're just about on their last few leaves. And right now, I am running on a very low tank of fuel. I called for fuel yesterday. They said 24 to 48 hours, which I don't know why. It's farming season. They should be full and tail to get to the farm. But whatever. Today's Saturday, October 13th. So, it'll probably be Monday morning. Which is supposed to rain Monday morning. So if I don't get this field done with what I have in the tank, I'll have to hold off till like Tuesday, Wednesday. Or if we'll get lucky and the rain might just go away, but I don't think we'll get that lucky. And then the drone video, it is not me operating the combine, it's my dad. He hasn't operated the combine very often. I think he's probably taken off a total, including today's what he drove, maybe a total of 48 rows. So he's still a little green. see, I got my auger out and just left it out. It's coming in kind of fiddly. My dad and my younger brother were over there cutting trees down. We're working on clearing this whole fence line out. We're going to leave the stumps, but I'm going to farm right close to it because the headlands are always really short on this side of the field because they get shaded out. I'm going to go up here and turn around. Don't want to smack a Chevy. I'll plate the gleaner. Parked that a little closer to the it's 5 o'clock, I'll never get that. So even if I do get the truck loaded, I won't be able to take it in today. Elevator's already closed. It's middle of farming season. Let's not, stay open a little bit longer. A lot of years. Some of those are so close to the ground I can't get them. It's probably doing, if I'm lucky, 110 bushels the acre, which, I mean, it's better than what I thought. I was like, yeah, well, there's 60 bushels the acre corn. So I'm a little lucky in that aspect. I hate when you get a little higher in the variable speed, it makes this weird low, like, grunting sound. It's totally normal, but it's just kind of annoying because it's just constant drone. Of course, if I weren't running the camera, I'd have the radio on, which is nice. Keep you sane while you're staring at the same thing over and over. Definitely blowing some dust today. It is considerably drier than that first video. And I did the big boo-boo. I spilled corn on the cab. I was working on probably, half what I have done right now. Had almost the full bin, so I went up there because the deer pretty much decimated that side of the field over there, and I was gonna work that off, try to fill the bin. I got halfway up I went up, I came back, I got halfway up that hill, and it spilled over. And I was thinking I could get lucky this year and get away with it. Guess not. Always next year. Comfortable this year. Seems like it's always in a weird spot. Here's some decent looking corn. It's actually fairly decent. sweep the kernels in. Oh, that's a hot mess. Let that eat that. That's a lot of crap going out the back. Gooseneck grass. My dad earlier when he was running it, he had the head a little close to the ground. Snagged a rock. Don't know how. That's the second time he's snagged a rock with the corn head. I have never done it. But somehow he managed to find rocks. Kicking a lot of rabbits up, which is something I haven't seen in a while, especially in a cornfield. I usually see a lot of them when I'm combining beans, but never in corn. Enjoy running that combine. It's definitely a little different than this thing. So I do prefer this thing because when this thing breaks, it's pretty quick to fix. That thing kind of turns into a. Let's just say it's a John Deere, and I'll leave it at that. Of course, I wasn't around at the farm when he used to run a 6620 Deere, 6-row head. And I do have pictures of him combining this field with that 6620. And I was young enough I wasn't helping yet, but I started helping right when he got the new combine. I kind of wish I was around before they got the new combine. But he said that 6620 was kind of turned into just a money pit. Because I remember he'd always parked, that used to be a waterway right on the edge of the hayfield, and then about 10 feet past the edge of the hayfield, it was field again. And he always parked his wagons up there on the edge of the road. And I remember when he was unloading there's a big rock, the cog gear that runs the auger, the shaft was so worn, the cog gear, when the auger gets loaded real heavy, it jump out and come unengaged. They'd have to go out there and smack it on with a hammer. I always remember, like, every other load, you hear bang, 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 and then it unloads a little bit, and then bang, bang, bang. Tell them, like, hey, you know, if you ever get bored, you feel like running an old combine, I'm always looking for an extra hand. See, this is his last year of farming. If he really does, he's one of those, he's like me. But you gotta get on a tractor, relax a while. So I was like, hey, you know, since you're done, you don't have any equipment, you get bored, you always come down and help, let you run the combine. Granted, 4 rows is a lot smaller than 12, but it gets the job done. And it doesn't matter because it's a cleaner. And if you notice, the fuel gauge is actually backwards. Full's over here, empty's over here. Somebody must have put the wires on backwards. But you get the point. You know where full is, you know where empty is. That's all that matters. I also check it with a stick. I have a stick about that long back in the back. I can dip the tank just to manually check. That gauge it's pretty darn close. Wow, there's some nice corn. That's actually really nice corn. Where'd that come from? That stuff looks awesome. All of that does.